Well, we are finally back to work after the snow and deep freeze. Starting to melt off, so you can see here. Gonna have to complain to the owner for not shoveling the sidewalk, but it is warming up, so conditions will be improving. We're gonna get inside, level the rest of the floor joists, and we got a delivery of subfloor coming tomorrow. So let's crank the heat up, and get things started. So where we left off here was finishing the floor joist installation, and then we got the front half or so, maybe not quite half, leveled and blocked. So now we need to work on the back area in anticipation of the subfloor delivery. So like I said, it's been 2 months since we've been here, and while we were gone, somebody helped themselves to the work lights and an extension cord and some rando other stuff, so a little bit dark in here until we get that replaced. Got a little bit of heat for hand warming. It's in the 30s, warming to 40s today, so not terrible, but it's actually colder inside here than it is outside. So we're gonna get started on the leveling that we have to do still. So we got some points set basically. Our steel is what it is. We set that off the beam and then off some other points. So basically between that steel and the wood, and then the wood to the steel, and then the steel to the steel, and then the steel to these spots further back that were a little higher. I'm right at the back. I think these are probably pretty close. We'll see. And then this whole side over here, for the most part, needs some work to go up. So we got some good points to work off. That should hopefully make it easy. I'm not sure if these pockets are actually high enough. There were weird things with the floors here. The front doesn't match the back. We're trying to make it as good as possible working within that, and there will be maybe a little bit more slope in a couple spots than desirable, but it won't be terrible. So we're gonna get started with that and start getting the brick infilled on the steel as well. So we got our leveling going there, and with the level across the top, we're not actually finding level, but I'm going to see how many times I can say level. We're using that to guide where to put it, and then basically you can just measure up to the level and get your shim size, and then just cut that out of pressure treated wood. And then we got some composite shims for any, maybe a little bit of fine tuning needed to make that work correctly. So working toward the back on that, and then I'm getting this cleaned up here, ready for the brick to fill back in. So in case you didn't see previously, when we replaced the wood lintels that had rotted out over the basement windows, we used 4" by 6" steel, 3/8 thick. So plenty strong to bear the brick and the floor joists. A lot better than the wood that was there, albeit that wood held up for a long time, a lot longer than current wood. And then it really only has to hold the weight and maybe a little bit to the sides of the windows, because the windows stack. So 4 of those to the back. You can see the levels there. Snuck a level in 2 more times. And got all the bricks that we could possibly need here, and it is now warm enough to do some mortar so it won't freeze. So I'm gonna get some mortar mixed up and see how this goes, because it's a lot easier to do from through the floor like I'm standing now. Once we start the subfloor, it's a little more tedious. Well, we got our little handy dandy heater that sort of heats, and some people need to warm their fingers, and some people need to warm their feet, weirdos. I'm gonna get you some better socks for your birthday.
Electric ones.
Well, it's a good thing we have electric here. You know, lithium battery exploding would definitely warm your feet up.
Yep.
So we got a chunk of the leveling done. Now we need to get these blocked, continuing what was already started, and then get these in line at the beam. And this seems to have a bow that is fighting.
I keep losing my.
I am not entirely sure what's going on up there.
It's bowed, and I can't get it to stay where I want to go.
Do you have it on a mark?
I got a mark up here, but I
Okay,
can't push it to
good.
the mark.
Just making sure, because that was going all over the place.
I know I can't.
Do
push
you
It.
do you need another set of hands,
No, I'm gonna nail one behind it, and then I
or
can push
you
it.
may just need to be higher? I don't know. We'll figure this out.
See if I get this pushed.
Yeah. So the next one is now nailed, and hopefully can use a little leverage.
No. I thought it was nailed. I hit a knot coming right out.
Have you thought about nailing from the top down? Well, that's why it's not nailed.
That one, I don't know where that went.
Don't ask me.
Nope. It's bowed that much.
Get up higher and nail down like you normally would nail these.
But I gotta get. Can't see my mark.
We got it.
Got it.
Meanwhile, got a start on the brick here. I don't know how far I'm actually going to get before we run out of time today, but I don't think we'll fill this up. But tomorrow.
Everything unloaded. All right. Little icy still.
Well, we got a bit of a cold problem here. The batteries were actually too cold to charge. Looks like the fast charger warmed up enough, so we put the heat blowing on it. So guess that's working. It's about 30, a little over 30 degrees outside, but it's supposed to get up to about 50 today, so not bad. So we're back at it, more joist leveling back here. My brother's off his regular work, so got a third person helping out. And these back here are definitely going to take some extra work because it seems like the pockets are not actually high enough. So we'll see what that
I don't know if I can get it.
means.
It's gonna be close. No, that one. That's all the way up.
Yep, looks like you don't have enough.
That's not even level. I think so.
Told ya. All right, so these got a pretty big gap. What do we got on there?
3 and an 8.
3 1/8. All right, not bad.
3 and a 16.
That should be a little better because of the 2x4.
Yeah. 1 3/4.
Okay, well, yeah. All right, well, cut the shims to size. So you can probably see just how out of whack those joists are back there. That would definitely be a noticeable lean walking across your kitchen floor. We're getting close to finishing the leveling. You can maybe see there's a few joists at the back to go. And then getting the blocking extended down the middle here. So after that is done back here, we gotta swing around and level these still as well. Feels like it never ends sometimes. So these have some pretty hefty shims under them. We think this whole side may have sank. It's just so far below the rest of it, even compared to this side. So I don't know, but it'll be level now. Well, I think this may be the first time we've ever had to shovel the snow to be able to get our materials inside safely. It has warmed up to almost 50 degrees. Not bad out here. So, some melt off, but the way this sleet has consolidated with the melting, it's not really going as quick as you would expect with the sun and the temperature. But we're gonna get a couple sheets down before we take in the bulk of this, because we're not gonna get it all down today, of course. That way we have a little sort of platform to set it on. So we almost got the leveling done back there, despite a ton of slop somewhere, apparently. And the blocking's just about good up the middle. And I am going to start with subfloor up here. We just snapped a line. You may be able to see a little of the chalk right there. So nothing here is square or level or plumb. And you can also see here along the wall we have those chimneys sticking out. So the first row is kind of hard to establish. So you basically just got to go with something. So I measured 4 feet 1 inch out up here, back there, and then kind of in the middle. Snapped a line. And there was a little bit of variance, but it seems like we're clear, except for, of course, cutting around the chimneys. And then we tried to square these joists up compared to how it was originally built, and we got better. We did not get perfect. Well, I got our first piece cut to size, and it looks pretty good. Needs a trim at the end because I wasn't sure exactly how that landed, except I accidentally cut it upside down and backward. So I guess we'll set this to the side. It'll be useful for the other side of the chimney probably, but meantime I'll have to redo it. Well, with the back done, We got to the side over here and we're leveled at the wall, so now just pulling the same measurement from the wall over to the beam, and because we tried to square things up, they're all kind of weird and wonky, and unfortunately most of the field is still not square, but it's a lot better than it was, and I'll take that. So just got one measure in the end and then transferring over. Pretty simple. And then we got the second sheet going down over here of subfloor. This one we got fit and adhesive down and nailed. And then doing the custom cut on this, with it being all out of square, wonky, weird. We're just having to do custom cuts at each end to fit that slight angle. Kinda is what it is. It's gonna vary as we go, so we can't even like anticipate until we put it down. But we've done this before. It takes longer, but it all gets put together eventually. You can see my nice cone pod there. Works in a pinch when you don't have a tripod. So with that almost done, we'll really be able to hit the subfloor.
We need to get a couple more sheets down. Well, I guess once you get that down, we can start running behind you with the whole. That's my speed score too, to the left.
We gotta plug it back in up here.
unfortunately didn't get quite as far as I had hoped today. That's pretty much how it always happens. You never quite get where you think you will. But got plenty more days to go, and we got all the subfloor stocked in here, so that'll help us next time. Unfortunately, this is the only 2 good days for work. We're going back in the deep freezer later tonight, overnight, so we're gonna have another week off, I guess. We'll see after that. Who knows? This has been interestingly cold and snowy January compared to what we've been used to for the last 20 years or so. But I've said before that I really enjoy snow, so there are certainly worse things to happen. Just slows projects down. That is what it is. So we're just gonna wrap things up now since we don't know when we'll be back. So thanks for watching. We're glad to have you along rebuilding with us. Hope you enjoyed what you saw, and we'll definitely be back for more subfloor fun. After we get the subfloor down here, we get to go up to the second floor and see what we have to do up there. We know we're doing at least the subfloor, and I bet we're doing a chunk more joists than are already missing. But the only way to know is get this finished so we can move on up. So again, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.